Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel here. Lucas Johnson back with another episode of this MLB Show 22 Custom League. And today we are really officially starting the second half of the season. I know we kind of got into the second half of the season last episode, but this is the first full episode here after the All-Star break as we look at some guys that were calling up here from the double A level to the triple A level, and specifically Richie Wolf here to start. He was in the Futures game and in the AA All-Star game. He is being called up to AAA today, so we will see him make his first start at the AAA level. These guys, we won't see these guys playing in this game here. We're just going to be focusing on Richie Wolf. But Jeter Downs is a 60 overall prospect that does have good numbers up here at AAA this season and is getting closer to the majors. The Tides, this is the Montreal Expos farm system. And they have a couple of guys that started the season on the Major League roster, but really did not play that well. Matt McLain is one of those guys, was in the majors, had a 583 OPS, and just really struggled at the start of this year through 51 games. This is 51 games in the minors, and so far in the minors, those aren't amazingly impressive numbers. Honestly, they're not blowing me away there. Bryson Stott was also really struggling in the majors this year, and he is been pretty average in the minor league level. Only has 12 walks so far, which isn't that great, and only has a 700 OPS, basically. So, I think those two guys, they need to pick up their production here in this last part of the season if they want to, see some more time on the Major League squad as we get a look at this team here in the Stripers. And this team doesn't have really any prospects at all at their AAA level right now, so we will not really focus on any offensive players in this game. But Richie Wolf, last year's #1 draft pick, taken by the Montreal Expos, a guy that I don't think we're going to see in majors this season. I think he's still a little too young, and some of his per-9s are pretty underdeveloped, and I want to see those get a little bit better. But I think by next year, depending on how this time at AAA goes for him, if he does well here at AAA and he pitches well the rest of the season, I definitely don't really see any reason as to why we should leave him off of, at least the spring training roster and give him a chance to play in the majors next year for Montreal. It's not like they're going to be, they're kind of still in that rebuilding mode right now. As Wolf here, we're in the first inning. He's got 2 outs here. Gave up that base hit earlier in this inning here, but he's going to get a swing and a miss on that pitch right there. Boone Hahn swings right through a pretty filthy curveball there by Wolf, and the count is even here at 2 apiece now. And that is a line drive on the curve, and it is caught on the line to right field, and a good play there by the right fielder gets the 3rd out. So working around that base hit there in the first inning. Now we got 1 down here in the second inning. Zach McKinstry is now going to swing early at that curveball there, and already a couple of early swings on the curve, 1 and 2. Pitch, that's a 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, swing and a miss there. And that's strikeout #1 for Richie Wolf here in his AAA action in his career. And hopefully he's not really at the AAA level for all that long. As, his strikeouts are not his main thing. He really limits walks. That's his biggest and his best attribute, I believe, or one of those attributes. Well, I think, yeah, there's one attribute that is better than the rest of on his attributes, and I think it's the walk per 9. I can correct myself if I'm wrong about that. But, his K per 9 rate isn't amazing. He wasn't striking out a ton of guys in the AA level here, but he doesn't give a base hit right here into center field, and I think the hit per 9 is something he needs to work on as well. So, man on first, 1 down, as that's a curveball. That one is hit into center field. Another ball hit pretty well there, line drive, but it's caught by the center fielder. 2 down. Back up top of the order, Yadiel Hernandez is up now, and there's another line drive, and that one will fall in. We're kind of seeing a replay of these hits here a little bit. I mean, a lot of liners into center field in this inning. And he's given up 2 hits here in the 3rd. 1 and 2 pitch to Vaughn. It's a ground ball stop by the shortstop. He goes the short way. Richie Wolf appreciates that, and we are through the 3rd. So already into the 4th inning here, and a few hits, but really that's been it for Wolf in this game, as that 4-seam fastball was swung on and missed, and The pitch count still in a really good spot here, only at 46 right now. So, yeah, I think he's definitely their best pitching prospect. He's a top 5 prospect in baseball right now. And he is now going to get a swing and miss there at that fastball. Top shelf. Really good 2-strike pitch right there by Wolf. And 97, I don't know if he can throw 98. 97 is maybe the fastest his fastball can go. Right now, he might be able to add a tick or two to that when he's getting, before he gets up to the majors, as he's going to get this one, take care of it himself, and to get the out, throwing it to first base. And now there's 2 down in the inning for Zach McKinstry to come back up, and I believe he struck out last time he was at the plate. As that 4-seam fastball misses, and it was high. Zach Wolf just wants to make sure there. Maybe was a little unsure of that call. 2-2 pitch to McKinstry. It's a slurve, swing and a miss. First strikeout on the off-speed pitches there, on an off-speed pitch for Wolf in this game, 3rd of the night, and that was a really awesome off-speed pitch. And really, he has not missed in location with his off-speed pitches all that much at all in this game to this point. The location there on the fastball down in the zone to Samad Taylor. 1-2 to him now, and that's a splitter swing and a miss for the 3rd strike. Wolf gets his 4th of the game here. And yeah, that splitter is also a pretty nasty pitch right there. Starts, kind of top of the zone and just drops down. Now a 3-1 count, CJ Stubbs. And he's going to ground that one and it's foul down the first base line. And 2 strikes on him now. The count is full. So what does Wolf come with here on this 3-2? He goes to the fastball, and it's right down the middle, but too fast for the hitter to catch up, and he swings and misses at it. I mean, a pretty hittable pitch right there, but just way late was the hitter, and Wolf gets a couple of Ks in the 5th inning. So this has been really great for him. Only a few hits allowed in this one so far, and we're already here in the 6th inning. So went down in this frame, and I mean, his offense has been helping him out absolutely not at all, as that's a fly ball. That one is going to land, and trying to go to second base here is the runner, and he is going to get there safely. That is the first extra base hit of the game for the Stripers tonight, and only the 2nd time they've had a man in scoring position against Richie Wolf in this game, as that is a fastball that is in there for strike 2 to Daniel Bolakin. I'm not really sure you pronounce that last name. As that's a curveball, swing and a miss. I mean, 83 miles an hour, plenty fast there on that curve, and that is just a beautiful pitch. Look at how the bottom completely drops off of that ball right there, and that's a big strikeout to get the 2nd out here of this inning with that runner still at 2nd. Hahn now, line drive, and that one does get through into the outfield here. Stopping at 3rd base, though, is the runner, and that's okay. I mean, it was hit, I guess, just hard enough that they didn't want to risk trying to send the man home there. So kind of a bad break for the Stripers. They're usually a hit with 2 outs. You're going to score a run in that situation. What a beautiful location right there on that pitch to Drew Lotmenhauer, who has grounded out twice today. Runners on the corners, best spot for a chance for a run for this team in this game. A line drive, that's a ground ball. First baseman has it, and he touches the bag, and that is going to end the inning. As a celebration there, which Wolf pumped up on after that. And there's a double. Cole Tucker gets their double there. Matt McLean then singles in another run. And now Norfolk has a 2-0 lead. Richie Wolf in line for the win here if he can hold this lead, as that's a fly ball. We're in the 7th. Still, we're nearing 100 pitches now, so probably going to be his last frame of the game, you would think there, as that is caught in center. So 2 down in the inning now for Samad Taylor, who has struck out and flown out 0 for 2. 1-2 pitch to him. There's a ground ball, stopped by the shortstop, and the throw to the bag there. See it didn't track the ball there, but Bryson Stott takes care of that one, and that's the end of the 7th. Pat, 7 really awesome innings here. This is a great debut for Richie Wolf here, and we're all the way into the 8th inning now. Over 100 pitches And the CPU is keeping him in the game here. I'm doing a player lock right now, so not controlling this decision here. 2-2 pitch to CJ Stubbs, though, in the bottom of the order. Fly ball in right field, and not going to get it. That one just falls in front of the right fielder. And that is a single for Stubbs here. I mean, not hit all that hard. Really not a lot of hard hit balls at all by this Stripers team in this game off of Wolf. And that is going to be the end for him in this one tonight. And I'm kind of surprised that they even tried to have him pitch in the 8th inning. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have done that if I was controlling this game and not doing the player lock scenario. But they take him out, and the bullpen here, 4-0 folk, take care of business and does not allow anything. And I mean, both teams with 7 hits, but the Tides win this game 2-0. It's a pretty slim margin of victory in this one, but they get the win. Richie Wolf gets his first win up here at AAA, and he was really incredible in this game for sure. So great showing from, a guy that for, in Montreal looking to be a fixture and a huge piece of their pitching staff going forward. 7 really good innings for him. We'll take a look at that line in more detail later. But you got Matt McLean with an RBI in this game and a couple of hits in this one actually as well. Stott went 0 for 3, and Downs went 1 for 3 there. Downs is batting .290, so he's really, those offensive numbers are definitely in a good spot for him right now this season. And Richie Wolf, really awesome start there. 7 innings for him in this game. 6 hits, which isn't bad. I mean, he didn't walk anyone at all, which is awesome. And that's what you really like to see, and I think that's what he's really good at. And 6 strikeouts as well. So he struck out. He had the strikeout ball working. He had his off-speed pitches working throughout this game. I really didn't see him miss in location with his off-speed stuff at all, really, in this game. Maybe it happened a couple of times, but just not happened very often at all. And, 7 hits allowed. I think 6 hits allowed for him, and only 1 of them was an extra base knock. So, really, he did not allow a lot of hard contact at all in this game. A lot of balls stayed in the infield in this one, and really awesome start. There is the line for the other team there. They're pitching, but that's a great showing there for a future superstar, hopefully in the making. And now we go to the AAA farm system for the Mexico City Diablos, and Salvatore Nieve has been called up here from AA to AAA. Now, I really don't see Salvatore Nieve making any major league impact this season. The Salt Lake City Bees are bad. My goodness, 35 and 55, 20 games below 500. I think that's worse than any major league team is right now. That is rough there. And Gunnar Hoagland is actually pitching in this start. We sent him down recently. I feel like he's been in the minors for longer than that. I don't know how he hasn't gotten a start yet. Maybe he got injured when we sent him down or something. He might have gotten injured, actually. I'm not quite sure. But he is pitching in this game for this team here, and that's Salvatore Nieve lining one into right field. So Nieve, 22 years old, so a little bit of an older guy, an older draft pick, probably played some college ball. And I think he is definitely a really intriguing player. Not, crazy good at anything. And he's going to pull the first baseman off the bag there with a bad throw. I mean, that's more on me there than Nieve. And Nieve is a pretty decent defender. He's not amazing, but he's not awful either. So, yeah, I don't see him making a major league impact this year, but I think by next season we might see him at the bigs, or at least, might be a September call-up next year type of situation. As Hoagland here pitching really well so far through his first, 3.1 innings now, as Nieve flies it into center field right there. So now Nieve is getting his third at bat already in this game. We're already in the 6th inning, and it's still scoreless. Hoagland has been awesome here as Nieve drives that one into right field there, or into left there, and it is caught. So far, nothing really happening for Nieve, or really anybody on any offense there. Kevin Parecki, though, it's a bomb, solo homer. And then there's a big double by a guy in the bottom of the batting order, and now it's a 4-2 game as we're seeing Salt Lake's offense start to wake up a little bit there. They got a couple of runs in that inning right there. And now Salvatore Nieve is going to bat here in the 8th inning. So 0 for 3 so far today, and that's a line drive. That one is going to get down and kind of beating the shift. I think they were playing, the shortstop at least was playing a little bit out of position. But there's a hit for Nave, and he's pretty pumped up about that. First hit here at the AAA level for him. Yeah, definitely the shortstop was playing over there. And maybe it's, because they didn't want anything to happen with a stolen base scenario. But now MJ Melendez will come up here. And Melendez, I haven't shown him. I mean, I think I showed him at the beginning of the year. But he will be this team's starting catcher next season more than likely because Yasmani Gondol is a free agent. That is a swing and a miss, though, when he strikes out right here. This is a big opportunity to do something and can't come through there. 0-2 pitch, and now the next hitter swings and misses again, and that's like the same pitch. But the same animation that we just got there, basically. I mean, an absolute dot, and now that hitter got no chance on that. So now he's got the other guy here, Duran on 2 strikes, but Duran at least puts the ball in play, but puts it in play right to the third baseman to end the inning. So that's a double by Joe Adele, who is a guy that Colton Cowser is down here too. I kind of forgot about that, and we called him down. He was in the majors to start the year. He just really struggled to call him down to get his attributes back up again. And he's going to ground it over to Nieve here at short. And this time he makes the perfect throw to first base there to get the out. So good job there with the defense. And kind of focused up, really didn't want to commit another throwing error with him. As we're in the quick manage here and probably not getting another chance. No, we're not going to see him come up again in this game. So, 1 for 4 a day for Navy here at his AAA debut. Nothing crazy there, but I think he is an intriguing player for sure. And, maybe we won't. Hopefully we'll see him later on this season. We'll see. But a 4-2 win for the River Cats. Salt Lake is just really bad, and they are 21 games below 500 now. Sacramento is one of the better teams here in the AAA level, actually. They have like 52 wins now, I think. As you see, Melendez there, 259. His offense this year has been pretty decent, not like awful or anything. So good enough that I think, and I think the offense is probably where he's going to struggle the most. Honestly, Joe Adele has been a beast up here at AAA, by the way. He's been crushing the ball all season long. And he's getting closer to Major League, being able to be Major League ready, I think. But I just don't know where to really put him in the terms of the outfield on this team. But you look at Gunnar Hoagland, and he had an awesome start here, especially through the first 6 innings there. He didn't give up any runs at all. 8 hits, allowed 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, and then the bullpen just shut the door down completely there for the River Cats. Hopefully Gunnar Hoagland does well as well down there in AA at the AA level. But Bo Suarez, 20 years old. I mean, we saw him in the AAA and the Futures game, and I mean his stats are awesome. +5 in his contact versus lefties, his power versus righties, and he is being called up here, making his debut. Joshua Baez I think he's been up here the whole season at the AAA level, but he has been really good this season as well. +5 contact versus lefties there, +5. I mean, he is hitting the lefties really well, +5 attributes to both of those players. And yeah, he's been up here at the AAA level all season long, and he's been one of the best hitters up here at AAA, honestly, this season. 86 hits for him, 13 home runs, which is not too bad, and a 861 OPS. So he's been hitting really, really well, and this team, they got Marco Luciano as well. This farm system is pretty deep, and I'm really intrigued by a lot of these players. So Marco Luciano is really close, I think, to making this Major League roster, and probably will, at some point as early as the September call-up period, but at least next year for sure. And he's been pretty good in 73 games up here at AAA this season, a 368 on base percentage and 832 OPS. So the power for him is, just all right. It's not amazing there, but he's getting, he has 87 hits, which is really good, and he's getting on base a lot right now. So those are all really good signs. Max Muncy, though, this guy, he's got great defense, +4 to his power, his contact versus righties, his power versus lefties as well. Max Muncy, he definitely is a guy to watch out for when September rolls around. He's on the Firebirds farm system, and I definitely think there's a strong possibility that he is called up at the September call-up period here. That will be in a few episodes. We got to get through the trade deadline first before we can really get to that. But you know, that is going to be, you know, coming up in this season. As Bo Suarez making his debut here, his first at bat at this AAA level now for him, and he's just been absolutely dominant at AA all season long. He has just been, you know, the AA pitchers just cannot do anything against him. He has just been crushing it. And so we're going to show off Max Muncy here, 276 batting average for him this season. He's hitting pretty well right now. I like where his, you know, I like where his stats are at right now. I like where his attributes are at as well. That's a runs inside and hits him there. And yeah, his defensive value is probably propping up his overall. Why he's, you know, he's a 76 overall player, and his offense is good, but it's not like extremely good or really anything. Like Bo Suarez is better offensively than he is, but still got really good numbers and really good attributes. And so I think he's a guy that we should really consider giving a look in the majors when the time comes there. That's a ground ball. Second on stolen bases on this team is Marco Luciano. So yeah, you got this trio here of, you know, Luciano and Suarez. You know, this is a really good, and Baez, you know, really good trio of players here in this AAA farm system for the Richmond Rhinos. And that's a ground ball down the line past the third baseman. And that is going to be extra bases there. A clean double and easy stand-up double for Marco Luciano. 17th of the year. As this ball hit pretty well and just got out of reach out of that third baseman's glove. Can't reach that one. And he does not come around to score. We're still scoreless here with Max Muncy coming up again. 6 home runs, 34 RBIs for him. And, you know, all 3 games that we showed you so far, the offenses have done really nothing in the early going in this game. Bo Suarez here making a play on defense to get Max Muncy and get the final out of the third there.
Your attention, please.
So as we go into this third inning, I don't really know what happens here. They're putting another guy in. We're going to have the 3, 4, 5 hitters, the guys we want to see in this game we're highlighting here in the top of the fourth. So the 0-1 here, Bo Suarez batting for a second time. It's a deep fly ball into left field. Crook can only watch because that one is gone! No doubt, a bomb for Bo Suarez. His first at the AAA level. This guy is special, as that one was absolutely crushed. And it is 1-0 Rochester. Top of the fourth, second at bat up here, and he is going to establish himself. I mean, he's already a top 3 prospect, I think, in baseball at this point. That thing was crushed, 383 feet to left field. That was awesome. So now Joshua Baez is at the plate here. Line drive, I mean, hit really well. Doesn't quite follow up the home run, as that one is unfortunately right to the center fielder there for the out. And now Marco Luciano coming back up here. Double in this second inning, and that average is racing above 300 now for him at 301. So Ryan Smith here trying to recover after that homer. And he's got the first pitch here to Marco Luciano. It's a ground ball, and fellow prospect Max Muncy throws it to second base, getting the out there. So we saw a home run in those 3 at-bats, and now we're in the 5th inning. As here he is again. So it's still only a 1-0 game, as that is outside, and it's 2-0. Man, you don't want to fall behind this guy right now. Full count to Bo Suarez here, and that's a swing and a miss. Okay, Ryan Smith just came after him there, really threw a really good off-speed pitch right there to him. Actually, that thing was pretty filthy. And Suarez, I mean, that's going to happen. You're going to strike out. Even the best of them do a lot during the course of a season there. And now we move on to the top of the 6th. Ryan Smith still pitching, and still a 1-0 game here. As that's a ground ball. Third baseman is going to make that throw, and so far, Baez and Luciano have really been kind of disappointing. But look, Marcus Luciano does have that double, but that's been about it for those two hitters here. And Luciano's got 2 strikes on him right now. 80th pitch of the game, it's a ground ball. Kind of a 2-hopper there. Taylor doesn't get it cleanly at first, but does get it collected eventually and step on the back. So here's Max Muncy up for his 3rd at-bat of this game here. Hit by that pitch in his first plate appearance. Ty Madden is on the mound here, and he has been absolutely fantastic in this game. Fly ball into center field, and the outfielder here should have it. This one he does. Underneath it to make that catch, and Max Muncy flies out. So still, I mean, now it's a tie game here. 1-2-1 as Suarez comes up for his 4th trip to the dish here. That's a line drive. That one is going to fall in to right field here, and he's got his 2nd knock of the game. And that one, I mean, not hit quite as hard. That's a slider right down the middle. You can't throw that type of a pitch to Suarez here. He's gonna hurt you with that pitch all the time, every time. And basically every time. Joshua Baez comes up here, and haven't seen him do much of anything here. His 50 RBIs leads this team here at the AAA level as 3-1 to him, and he does go around apparently on that one. Was not able to check his swing there, and so the count will move full. And Caden McClure is on the mound now. That's a ground ball through, and underneath the glove of the first baseman, and around third, and scoring is the runner. As Joshua Baez with an RBI single here for number 51 for him on the season, as that one just got through. So 2-1 lead now for Rochester, with Nolan Paredes coming out of the bullpen, who's had some really awesome numbers. Actually, he has been pitching like lights out here out of this bullpen for Buffalo. As there's a swing and a miss. Bunker Luciano down on strikes there. Really good high fastball on that one, and Bunker Luciano just way behind that pitch there. Also, here's Clint Frazier with 2 on and 1 out in the inning here, as that is a pitch that misses there. High fastball, and Frazier, .215 batting average, but he does have 13 home runs, so that the OPS is not actually in a terrible spot. With some Major League experience, obviously. As a 1-0 to him. That's a fly ball. That one is deep into center field. Hill's on the move. He's at the wall, and it is gone! Clint Frazier with the home run to straightaway center. 14th of the year for him, and he blows the game open here in the 8th inning. 3-run homer makes it 5-1. And Rochester just keeps adding on to this lead that they have built here in this game. And Clint Frazier with a bomb to center field. One more look at that swing right there, and how far this one went. 425 right below the show 22 sign out there in the outfield and center there. And now Max Muncy comes up here. 5-1 game. Juan Minaya now pitching in this bullpen here, as that is a strike at the top of the zone. I don't know about that. That was really close. Pretty borderline there, but it is called a strike. And now Bo Suarez is going to come up one more time in this game. 2-4-4, I believe, in this one now, as we get one more look there, or a few more looks at that swing that he had, the home run on back in the, I think that was the 5th inning there. Bo Suarez 2-for-4 today. There's a fly ball. That's into center, and it was hit pretty well, but Hill is there and makes that catch there to end the top of the 9th inning. So we're in the bottom of the 9th now, and we're going to see this one end unless anything crazy happens in the 9th, and it did not. The Rochester Red Wings secure the victory here in this one and take it. And Rochester is also one of the better teams, I believe, here in the AAA system as well. They have a pretty good record, and so they get another win there. And Buffalo was below 500 going into this game. They fall a little further in that category. But man, out of the guys that we saw in this one, definitely both Suarez had the strongest performance, but all three guys had at least one hit in this one. But both Suarez 2 for 5, couple of single, and then that big home run that he had, 2 runs scored in this game as well. Marco Luciano 1 for 4 with a double there, and Baez 1 for 4 with an RBI. Then Kurt Frazier had that big home run, and Ty Madden, who does have the potential, is a guy that maybe could feature in the majors in this series. Had a really good start, 6.2 innings, and only gave up 1 run with 6 hits allowed in this one. And yeah, Max Muncy was, he was 0 for 3 in this game with a hit by pitch. Alvarez there, who was a big catching prospect, Francisco Alvarez, 1 for 3 in the game. And that'll be the end of that one. But yeah, super excited to see what Bo Suarez will do in this franchise series. I think he's going to be an awesome major league player and a future superstar there. Played like it in his AAA debut. And now we're going to talk about a couple of pitchers that I've been really impressed by up here at the AAA level. And one of them is Matt Tabor, who did make a All-Star game. He made a AA All-Star game. Well, AAA All-Star game. He made that game. And he has some really good attributes. And, he's in the Columbus Cardinals farm system, 84 innings and only 3 starts. So he was in the bullpen for a long time this year. I moved him back to being a starter here. And in his few starts there, his numbers have not really dropped off at all. He's a 1.81 ERA. He's got 3 quality starts in his 3 appearances, starting games this season. Garrett Mitchell looks awesome as well. He's been hitting righties really well. +4 to power, +6 to power, +4 to contact. And his defense is pretty decent, but I do really like where his hitting ratings are at. I think we're going to get to see him at the call period and in the majors a little bit this season. 90 games for him, a 745 OPS, 11 home runs, 61 ribbies, and a 314 on base. So the on base is a little bit low, but he's got a decent, his power is all right, and I do like where his attributes are at. Wes Kath, 17 games. I'm not really sure why he has so little games here. I don't think he was hurt at all this season, but 23 hits and 60 at-bats so far. So super limited sample for him, though, but more walks than strikeouts. Right now, he has just been awesome this year in his limited action, and I like his defense already, especially that arm. His arm is really strong, and his running ratings are pretty solid, actually. I don't think he's very far off from the majors. He is an outfield guy, but he can also play third base, and that will probably come in clutch because his outfield is pretty good in the major league level for this team right now. But they also got Nolan Gorman, who is, a interesting infielder, and his hitting ratings against lefties definitely are a little bit low and need a little bit more work, and I think his contact versus righties needs some more work as well as his vision. But, his stats his attributes aren't that bad, and, he's been pretty decent. Wood has called him up to AAA, actually. He was in AA for the whole season here. And then Shea Langoliers, he has been really great. He's not been great. He was not all that good in 25 games, started at the major league level this season. And in AAA, he's had a lot more sample size. I don't know. He's not really doing a whole lot down here offensively in the AAA level. But, his defense is really strong. And Jacob Stallings is also just bad. So we might see him return to the majors at some point this year. That is very possible. And then Austin Martin has been really good at AAA all season long. We've shown him off at least once this season before. 90 games for him so far, over 100 hits, 43 RBIs, 812 OPS. I believe he made the AAA All-Star game. It would be kind of a shame if he did not make that game. And then Victor Mesa Jr. has the potential, but is a guy that, last year didn't really develop all that well. And this year, also not really developing very much this season. But he does have decent potential, and I don't, hate where his numbers are or anything like that. But I don't know. He just is not really developing all that much for you. And then you got Mason Wynn, who we saw his AA numbers a couple of episodes ago, and I'll flash those on screen for you guys. But man, +8 to the contact ratings is Just fantastic for him. And then we get to Zach Geloff, and he's a guy that I didn't really focus on when the year started, but man, he has been great at Double A, and deserving of a shot here at the Triple A level. And his defense is really solid already right now. 80 reactions, 75 fielding, but +6 to the contact versus righties. That is really great there. +5 to power versus righties, and this is a look at what his stats were at the Double A level. This is a screenshot here that I took before I called him up to the AAA level. A 290 batting average, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs, and 27 runs in 269 at-bats. So he was awesome down there at Double A, and so was Mason Wynn, man. 295 batting average, only 5 home runs, but 52 RBIs, which is up there for a Double A there. 8 steals, 329 batting average, 27 runs scored. So he was hitting awesome, and that definitely explains the +8 in his contact ratings. Really great stuff there. And then one more guy to show you here, Double A numbers for him. I didn't show you earlier going into his game, but Bo Suarez was crushing in Double A competition completely. 354 at bats, starting every game. 50 runs, 18 homers, which is tops in Double A. 59 RBIs, 17 stolen bases, which is also a part of his game that is just another asset to him. 17 steals is crazy. 328 batting average. So, those guys were just dominating in Double A, and I wanted to see all three of them in the AAA level there. And Matt Brash is the other pitcher here in this matchup against Tabor, and I really like what Matt Brash has done this season as well. 106 innings for him this year so far. 90 hits allowed is all. 33 runs, only has allowed 5 homers across 106 innings. That is crazy. 93 strikeouts. So, 10 quality starts so far this season. He has been awesome. 2.5 WAR is great, and he is on the Winnipeg Wizards farm system. Another look at his attributes there: +2 to walk per 9, and pretty even across the board. His highest attribute is a 59 there, and his lowest is a 50. So really well-rounded pitcher here, and a guy that can definitely help Winnipeg out in the major league level. Their pitching staff up there isn't exactly the greatest there, and James Chu is leading off, and James Chu, 788 OPS, a guy that only has the potential, is not going to really increase any more than he is right now. Like, he's the player that his ceiling is right now with where his ratings are, but I actually am intrigued by him. I kind of want to see him in the majors, just because his hitting ratings are really good right now, and he has been hitting well here at AAA this season, but he's going to fly it over to left field there, where the catch is going to be made for the out. So we're going to take a good care to look at these prospects here in this game for both teams, and Garrett Mitchell is the first guy that we look at. He is first on this team in terms of total hits with 95. That's a beautiful stop by the first baseman, and they get the out. Wow, Williams. That's a Williams Astudillo there, I believe, at first base, and that is not a guy that you would expect to make that athletic of a play right there like that. Diving full out and making the stop, but he does. Wow, great defense there. And now it is Wes Calf. And of course, first on the team with that incredible batting average, but it kind of is unfair because he has such a smaller sample size than everybody else. But 3-2 pitch here with Brash, and that's a fly ball. It's deep into the outfield there. Tommy Pham running on the move and makes the catch there in right. That's a pretty good play, actually, by Tommy Pham right there, who is not hitting well at Double A right now. Really struggled at the major league level this season, called him down, and he has not been any better here at AAA. I would expect him to just dominate AAA hitters, but he is not doing that at all. And we see the splits here for Austin Martin. His average at home is a lot better. 4 more home runs as well. So he is a home splits kind of guy, as he's going to swing through that changeup, though. Good pitch right there. Good location by Tabor. 3-2 count. ground ball, and it's stopped by the shortstop there. Good throw to first base, and that's gets the easy out there for out number 2 in this frame. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy right now. Victor Mesa comes up to the dish here, and his average is a lot better at home, but I mean, really, his splits look pretty similar, honestly, there, as that's a fly ball into left field. So sorry if I sound a little congested, because I kind of am. I think allergies are just kicking my butt right now a little bit, and I've been congested for the past week or so. But Nolan Gorman here comes to the plate in the top of the second inning, and that is a swing and a miss there. That four-seam fastball, that was a really good pitch right there by Brash, who isn't a huge, isn't a high-velocity guy, as that's a changeup there, 83 miles an hour on that pitch, and that thing was really filthy there on the outside corner. Maybe a little bit more belt high than he wanted it, but I mean, Gorman was just way, way out in front of that pitch there. So Lucius Fox will come out here, as there's 2 down here in the frame. And it's a fly ball on that slider. It's hit really well, and that one is going to land in the gap here, and it's going to bounce off of the wall as he's going to stop at second base. So Lucius Fox there getting himself a double. 26 on the season is kind of a lot there, as that is a swing and a miss. Randall Grichuk swinging out there. I mean, just an off-speed pitch down and nearly in the dirt, and fool him completely there on that, as that's strikeout number 1 in this game. And I actually don't hate the Iron Pigs jerseys. I don't like really any of the AA or AAA jerseys, because they're all so boring and just plain. But I actually kind of like the gray on red that the Iron Pigs have got going on here on their squad. It actually doesn't look that bad at all. I kind of like it, as I mean, especially with the blue sleeves there, it doesn't look that bad. So bottom of the second, here's Zach Geloff making his first at bat in this game here, as he takes that fastball there. Good spot there with the four-seamer. And I think you're gonna see Matt Tabor. There's gonna be a chance for him to make a major league impact even this season for Columbus, as that's a swing and a miss. Good two-seamer there at the knees. Las Vegas, Columbus, they need to have some more players here too. They're trying to push to get to the playoffs this year in the second half of the season, as that is a ground ball back up the middle for a single. I believe Nick Banks is the hitter there, as Williams Astudillo is the first. I don't even know what name I said. Maybe I said Williams Astudillo. I don't know if I did, but he's the guy who made that crazy play in the first inning, and he is going to walk here. So a little bit of a rough frame right now. 1-1 pitch. It's a ground ball, and that is a little toss to second base there for the out. A hit and a walk in that inning, a couple of base runners, but Westcott works around it. That's a swing and a miss for the third strike. I don't know why I said Westcott. It's Matt Tabor on the mound there. He works around it, and Brash has got his second strikeout. I'm just looking silly here. These are not good swings that the Iron Pigs are making here against these pitches by Brash, as now it's Roberto Hernandez. And a 277 batting average, second on the Iron Pigs in terms of RBIs, and a 934 OPS. His offense has been really awesome, actually, up here. And I do think his hitting stats are really good. I think the issue is he is like a C or a D potential player, so he's not going to get any better than he is right now. Good play by Tommy Pham there, leaping in order to make this catch in right field. And actually, one more look at this catch here. Yeah, that's a pretty impressive grab there on the move. And now it's back up to the top of the order. James Chu is going to ground that one to short. And an easy play there to make. Although James Chu got some speed, almost beat it out, as it'll end the top of the third. And so far, not really a lot of offense here. No team has been able to figure out these starters yet. So Tabor with Owen Robinson at the plate here. That's a two-seamer or four-seamer there. Swing and a miss. Tabor, I believe that's his first of this game here. And really good location there early on that fastball, I believe, as we flip the batting order flips over. 3-1 as that is a pitch that misses. And Tabor here will walk Tommy Pham. So the base runner to contend with here for Tabor with Austin Martin coming up, who is one of their best hitters on this team. Second on the team with his RBIs at 43. That's a swing and a miss, but a stolen bag for Tommy Pham. His sixth down here at AA, or AAA, I mean. And he would probably have more if he just got on base a little bit more in this level here. But a kind of a high throw by the catcher, by Langoliers, allows that stolen base to happen. So now there's this man in scoring position, but he is going to pop it up here in the infield. And by the time we better get back to the bag, as that is caught by Lucius Fox there for the second out. Pretty big second out here in this inning. But, you know, I mean, that Tabor's pitch count kind of running up there at 47 right now, as Victor Mason Jr. comes to the plate. 0-for-1 in the game. That one runs inside and it hits him on the back. And so Mason will take his bag here. And, you know, we've seen a couple of hits. We've seen a walk, and we've seen now we had batter. That Tabor's accuracy right now in this game isn't necessarily pinpointed. That is going to be a swing and a drive. Mason Wynn gets that ball into the gap here and rolling it to the wall. Runner on it will score, make it 2 as Mason Wynn into third with a stand-up triple. First of the season, apparently. Well, yeah, he's just making his debut here at the AAA level. Not sure how many triples, he had at AA, but a great swing here into the alley there in the outfield, and it's 2-0 Worcester. So the Red Sox here having the early lead, as there's another walk. So yeah, this third inning here is not going very well for Tabor, who's got 23 pitches so far in this frame. Nick Banks is up, and that's a ball that misses, man. Just, you gotta get one more out, my man. That's all you gotta get. Just get out of this frame right now. It's been a brutal inning for you. As that is a slider. That's a good pitch there on the corner to finally end the inning. A lot of pitches in that one, and only 1 or 2 hits, I think, in that inning. Maybe actually only 1 hit in that inning, and it was the Mason Wynn triple here, and the Red Sox are up 2-0 at the end of 3 innings. So we are on to the 4th now, and you know, let's see what Matt Brash does with the lead here in this game now, as that is a stop by Astudillo and a race to the bag to get the out. Garrett Mitchell is a ground out victim. So 1 down. Wes Kath will come on up, and that batting average is down to 377 after flying out in the first inning. And here he is in a 1-1 to him. It's a ground ball back up the middle, and that one is going to get on through for a single. He just continues to do what he's been doing all his time here at the AAA level, just get on base. And I mean, that's a 2-seamer there. That's down below the knees, so a really good swing by him there. A swing and a miss, but trying to steal second base, and he is thrown out. So Wes Kath cannot steal that bag. I don't know how many he has on this season, but a good throw by the catcher. And a little pump with a fist. Good play by him right there. So now Nolan Gorman is up here with the bases clear and 2 men out, and that's a 4-seamer there, high in the zone. I believe that was a 98 there, as Matt Brash pumps it by Gorman for his 4th K of the game. He is pitching really well right now, pretty locked in. Matt Tabor trying to lock in here. He's going to get a strikeout. That one down at the knees. Really good location by Tabor there. He does have a base runner on right now, as Tommy Pham will get to hit for a 3rd time in this one. Playing 2-yard fly ball center field, and that one is caught by the outfielder, I believe, Brandon Grishik. Scooby is out there in center. Yeah, now we go top of the fifth. So good 1, 2, 3. Or not 1, 2, 3, but good. Good inning. Good kind of bounce back frame by Tabor there. Langoliers at the plate here. That is a really good changeup. And Matt Brash, dude, he is locked in right now. He is pitching excellent right now. And I mean, Shane Langoliers does not believe that was a strike, but when a guy's pitching as good as he is right now, you give him the benefit of the doubt on a call like that, and he gets another strikeout. Shane Langoliers, what are you doing, man? Why are you swinging at that? That pitch was filthy outside of the zone. And let's look at this pitch sequence. Yeah, that changeup is the third pitch that he had there, and that is really borderline, but, I mean, I think it was on the black, and I think he deserves to get that strike call there. So, man, just another great pitch right there. Now Lucius Fox is going to bunt here, and it kind of was a pop-up, but he is quick, and he beats out the throw to first there. So a double earlier. He's got a base hit. 2 of the 3 hits for the Iron Pigs in this one. Ground ball, and that's stopped by Zach Geloff. Actually, a good play there to prevent that ball from going into the outfield, but it is going to be a base hit from the infield there. So Brandon Grichuk gets on base here. And, I mean, this is the best chance they've had to score off of Brash all game long here in the 5th inning, but it's just a fly ball to left field, and it is caught to end the inning. So a brutal 0 right there. Got to try and score in that inning off of Brash. The way that he's pitching right now is down in the top of the 5th. So halfway home in this game, still a 2-0 lead for the Red Sox as Austin Martin is going to start this inning off, and he starts it off with a ball driven into the gap here, off of the wall in the outfield. That was close, as Martin has himself a double, and really, I like Austin Martin, 23rd of the season. I think he's got a chance to make a major league impact. I think he's going to be a guy to eye for the Winnipeg Wizards to maybe call up at the September call-up period, as that was hitting really well, nearly gone. So Victor Mason Jr. is up here, made in scoring position. Maybe not anymore, as he is caught, too big of a lead there at second base. Well, I've actually never seen that in this game. That's crazy, picking off a guy at second. Really good play there by Matt Tabor, actually, on the mound. And he's got 2 down now in the inning. Mason Wynn at the plate. He's going to swing and miss there at a fastball in the dirt. And Tabor does get 4 strikeouts here. Might be his last inning of the day, I'm not sure, but that was a good frame right there. Working around the double in that inning. And to the 6th inning we go, still 2-0. James 2 is at the plate, and look at that stop by Zach Geloff! Wow, he's making plays on the defensive end. Great play right here by Geloff. And, the defense is really good for him. He's got a very strong arm, and I really like where those ratings are at, and this is a great play. Diving all out there from his bottom, makes a perfect throw to first base, basically, right there. So, fantastic play here. Mitchell is at the plate now, over 2 on the game, 3rd at bat. In this one, that is a strike. And he's 0 for 2 on the day so far. So he's got a triple and a double in his last few games here. 1-1 pitch, another ground ball to third base. Another diving stop by Zach Geloff. Oh, you kidding me? Wow. I mean, a flash in the leather, Zach Geloff. How about this? That play was fantastic as well. I think the first play was a little bit better overall, but still, those are 2 fantastic diving plays back to back, and then a swing and a miss and a strikeout. As I mean, that was what an inning right there. Great pitching by Brash there, and great defense by Zach Geloff. That was fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And with this game going bottom of the 6th now, Bryce Jarvis is going to come out of the bullpen. 68 innings for him this season. Really good numbers for him, actually, out of this Iron Pigs bullpen. But that does mean that Matt Tabor is going to be out of this game after, only 5 innings. Did only give up 3 hits, 2 runs, but did also hit a guy and walked at least 2 batters. So overall could have been a little bit of a better start for him in this one. But I think there are still some things to like about him, and I still think he has a really good future ahead of him. As Zach Geloff, that was not a great at-bat. I mean, the defense was unreal in the last inning there, but a couple of swings don't look very good there for him as he strikes out. So Jarvis does his job here immediately. He does give up a couple of base runners in a row here. Caleb Hamilton now, he's going to swing and miss. I mean, that four-seamer is only 92, but blows it by the hitter here as we get one more look at it. And, yeah, a little bit late on that pitch right there is the batter. So, a couple of strikeouts here, get 2 down. And Omar Robinson, I mean, you want to keep this game right where it is. That's another swing and a miss. That batter was early on that pitch for sure. And how about Brash Jarvis coming in, striking out 3 guys in the 6th inning. That was impressive there. And great pitching in this game right now as we go to the top of the 7th. Matt Brash has only got 65 pitches right now in this game. He is just cruising. So he's got Nolan Gorman on the rope, or maybe not on the ropes here. I guess he's missing a location. Gorman has struck out twice in this game already, I believe. And now with 3-0, and Matt Brash is trying to avoid, I think, his first walk of the game, and he won't as that pitch there misses for ball 4. So base runner, and you're not out of this game. I mean, all City Langoliers has got to do is get a good hit here, and you're right back in it and in business. 1-0 here, ground ball though, that's a killer. It is a double play. And a rally killer right there for sure. Shea Langoliers grounding into a tailor-made double play, and there's 2 out all of a sudden now in this 7th inning, and that also helps the pitch count for Matt Brash. And now Lucius Fox is hitting here, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. And that is a throw across to the first baseman. And that 7th inning went really well for Matt Brash, and he is just moving. We're now into the 8th inning. 1 down in the frame. He can go all the way here, I think. 84 pitches. As reaching out, I mean, just an excuse me swing right there on that all-speed pitch. He is just doing whatever he wants to right now with his location. He has been locating so well in this game, and really almost nothing has even left the infield against him tonight so far. So 2-2 to Gilberto Hernandez, as that one is not going to leave. I mean, that one does leave the infield. That was hit actually pretty well into straightaway center, but Victor Mesa Jr. was right there to catch it. So Matt Brash, man, 8 unbelievable shutout innings here as we go bottom 8. And Dylan Carrera comes out of the bullpen, and I guess he was just recently, maybe not recently called down, but doesn't have a lot of innings here. Mason Wynn is up for his 3rd at-bat, and he's the only guy on offense for really either team doing a whole lot, but he is going to swing and miss way early on that pitch, though. A 1-2 count to Mason Wynn here. And it's a four-seam fastball, 93. At the top of the zone, classic high fastball strikeout pitch, and it gets Mason Wynn right there. So, got swinging. He threw that high fastball in the beginning of that at bat, and then went a little bit higher for his last pitch in that pitch sequence. So he's got Zach Geloff now here 0 for 2, or 0-2, and that ball hits off of the pitcher, and it's going to actually make its way into the outfield for a hit. And I think that's going to be a hit. I mean, I don't think they would count that as an error. So first hit for Geloff here at the AAA level is an interesting one for sure. Take off of the pitcher here. One more look at that. As, just off the pitcher, so shortstop can't pick that up. And now Zach Geloff is on base here. That's a swing and a miss. Nick Banks cannot hit that pitch. And Guerrero's got a strikeout there. You got to keep this game where it is here at 2-0. 1-2 pitch to Williams Astudillo, and he is going to swing and miss through that fastball. There are a lot of strikeouts here recently in the last few innings, and it's all down to this here. The Iron Pigs have done nothing. Well, Matt Brash is not going to be able to finish the game off. That's a I mean, I get it, I guess, to bring on your closer here in this situation, and Zach Britton does have Major League experience here. He's already got the first out of this inning here. Garrett Mitchell is at the plate, and he is going to take a slider, though, inside. I mean, got an amazing pitch right there by Britton. An amazing location. And on here with Westcount at the plate. 1-0 pitch here, and that's a fly ball, and it's a pop-up really to the shortstop, and he makes that catch there. So that's out number 2. And Nolan Gorman, who is 0 for 2 with a walk in this game, and does not have a hit yet here at the AAA level. This would be a great time to do it right now. So 2-2 pitch to Gorman here, and it's a fly ball, but it's right to center field. Victor Mesa Jr. didn't even move really in center, and he's there to make the catch, and this game is over as the Worcester Red Sox take care of business and get the win. They get the win for Matt Brash, who was absolutely incredible in this game, and if that was a kind of a statement to the Winnipeg Wizards organization as to how he feels about wanting to be on the Major League team and how he feels ready for that responsibility, this game, I mean, there's no better statement to make than going 8 shutout innings and getting the win in this start here and lowering that ERA from what was really good to elite. I mean, it was 2.79 coming into the game, I believe, and now it's probably down to 2.6 or something. It's really good now, as there's the highlights there, and really good low-scoring pitchers duel, and that's what we wanted from this matchup between Matt Brash and Tabor, and one did significantly better than the other. Not that Tabor did awful or anything, but just kind of struggled to give up some base runners there. He had a guy, so his control was a little bit off in the beginning of this game. And for Lehigh Valley, the Iron Pigs, you got Gary Mitchell went 0 for 3 with a walk. West Cath went 1 for 4. Nolan Gorman also went 0 for 3 with a walk there. And Chandler Galera is 0 for 3. So none of the guys that we were really focused on for the Iron Pigs did a whole lot, because nobody really did a whole lot for the Iron Pigs in this game. They only had 4 hits, 1 extra base hit with a double by Fox. And Tabor, 5 innings pitched in this game. Second loss for him on the season. 3 hits, so the hits were not a problem really for him. 2 runs, but the walks were definitely an issue. 3 of those, and hit by pitch as well with 5 strikeouts. So the ERA goes from 1.8 to 1.9 there, 1.9 to 1. Still incredible, still absolutely elite, but yeah, he could have had a better outing there. And Martin had a 1 for 4 game in this one. Mason Wynn also had a 1 for 4 game, but ended up having the biggest hit out of anyone in this game. Had that big time triple to get his first hit down here at AAA and his first RBI. Zach Gelliff went 1 for 3 as well. And Matt Brash, man, 8-5 record this season now, but 8 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, no runs, and 6 strikeouts. That ERA goes all the way down to exactly 2.60. Incredible stuff there. And yeah, Matt Brash is pretty close, I think, to making a Major League impact here for the Major League squad in Winnipeg. Again, statement kind of started for him to be able to do that. And before we close out on this episode, we'll back to the Major Leagues for a little bit of news. And the first major domino to fall in this trade time and before the trade deadline, Kenley Jansen is being traded here from the Charlotte Pilots, and he has been awesome this year. Just made the All-Star game and is 29-1 in 29 and out of 30 save opportunities, 13 earned runs this year, 39 strikeouts. Really, really awesome numbers for him at 35 years old. And the Pilots, they just don't need him anymore. 2 more years of contract, and this is not a team that is looking to win right now. He's a veteran guy, an obvious trade candidate for them. And they are trading him, and they're also trading another relief pitcher, Luis Avalon, who has good ratings and good attributes. I like those attributes. Besides the walk rate, it is a little bit low there. But, not a lot of Major League action this season. He was in the farm system in AAA for most of the year. Just recently called up and has only 4.1 innings. And last year, he was not very good. 14 runs in 20 innings last year. But so far this season, he's been really good. But, you know, the Sluggers, they need pitching badly. They need relief pitching badly right now. And they are going to trade one of a young and up-and-coming relief pitcher here in their farm system, which is pretty bare bones. Honestly, not a lot for them to offer in their farm system. But RJ Dabovich here, 24 years old from Colorado, so from my home state, awesome there. And I like his ratings, man. 70, or his attributes 70. Hit per 9 there. You get to see his attributes more in full, but 13 innings for him so far, and not an amazing start for him in the majors right now. 8 runs so far, so the whip is pretty high, and I mean, but it's a limited sample size, and for if you're the Pilots right now, you need some younger guys on your team, and I think that's a fair deal. You give the Sluggers here, a guy that you haven't used very much in the last couple of seasons is a guy that is pretty unproven. Who knows how good he's going to be. And then a very solid, but, old relief pitcher there, old closer, because they need a closer really badly on that team. And they just need some bullpen there, the Sluggers do, to try and make a push to the majors. So Matthew Thompson will be called up. 3.72 ERA, 1.23 whip for him in 67 innings. This year at AAA, he was in the majors. We called him down because he had over a 6 ERA. He is going to be called back up, and he is going to be put back into this bullpen here for the Charlotte Pilots, who, again, RJ Dabovich is there now in their starting bullpen. And you got Cole Winn and Arnold Edwards. Those two guys are actually pitching pretty well as long relievers for them this season. But Luis Cessa will now be their closer, who is, he's only given up like 2 runs all season. He's been insane this year. So that is the first kind of big major domino to fall ahead of this trade deadline. We are still about a week away from that right now, but this is a no-brainer trade. We want to make this trade right now, and so we're going to do that, and we're going to now hop into a critical situation with Kenley Jansen trying to close and save his first game as a St. Louis Slugger, and first pitch that we have in this quick manage here, it's a fly ball, and it's right to Michael Conforto, and it is caught, and that was quick right there, and that was easy. There, that quick manage, one pitch, and the game is over. And the Sluggers win here. Jameson Taillon apparently pitched pretty well, and he got credit for the win. And the Sluggers, I just don't think that their pitching has been super consistent this year, and that has been a big detriment to them. They just need some help on that side of the baseball this season. And they're in a pretty safe spot in terms of that wild card positioning. They are first right now for that wild card, and they're, I don't know how many far games ahead they are of these other teams that they're around, but I think this is a good team. I mean, they would have to have, they might have to have kind of a bad second half to lose what they have built as a lead in that wild card race, and so you definitely need a closer. If you want to be a playoff team, you need a guy that can close games reliably for you, and Kenley Jansen is a veteran guy that can do that for you in spades. He's got the experience for sure to do that there. As you see the box score here for these two teams, Giancarlo Stanton had a double and a couple of more RBIs. He's got 62 of them now on the season. That is just super impressive. And he is the best hitter on this team, and honestly a guy that you could argue a MVP for right now. That is how well he is playing at the moment. And so we're going to look at, you see what the pitching is. And we do have one more thing to show you before this episode is over. But before this episode is done, there is, you see Jameson Taillon pitching. I have, kind of news. I've talked about this on the channel before in other videos that I am going to be overseas. I am going to be in Spain this summer on an overseas mission trip. So I will not be able, that being said, I will not be able to post videos for the next couple of months. I will be there for 8 weeks, so I leave on Tuesday or Wednesday to go, and that's when my flight is on the 21st, and it is the 17th as of this recording. Robert Newstrom, by the way, got hurt for a couple, 1 to 2 months. Unfortunately, he was just called up. He only played 2 games and 7 at-bats, and he had a shoulder separation, so that really sucks. But yeah, I will be gone for 8 weeks, and this will be my last episode that I upload here before I leave. And so, yeah, if you guys are you're waiting a couple of months and I haven't uploaded anything, you think something has happened to me or whatever, you're concerned about me, I appreciate you being concerned about me, but you don't need to be. I am in another country and I am probably just perfectly fine in that other country, and I am, spreading the gospel to people and doing that for my local church. So I'm really excited about that trip, and I will have some pictures probably to share with you on the channel when I come back on that trip. I'm going to take a lot of them because it's going to be a really cool scenery there in Spain. But that is why I will not be coming out with another video in a while, and I graduate tomorrow, so I am going to be stepping out into the real world and not in college anymore. So all those things are happening with me right now. My life is just kind of crazy and pretty complicated at the moment. But I want to get one more episode in for you guys. I want to give that for you as a graduation gift from me and as kind of a last goodbye to this channel for at least a little bit. I'm so glad that the channel is doing well, and these videos in particular are doing really well. We have got 124 views on like my last my video a couple weeks ago, the AA All-Star games. That was really cool to see you guys support that video that well. And the last few, this series has been going strong and getting about 70 to 80 views every time I upload, which is awesome. I love that. So thank you guys for supporting this channel and supporting these episodes. If you want to see more from me, subscribe to this channel here. And I will be coming out with a new episode here in a couple of months. So I'll miss uploading for this channel here for a while. But thank you guys again for all the support. And I will see all you guys in the next video in a couple of months. Hope you're having a great weekend, everybody. And I will see you next time. Have a great day, and God bless.